Good morning, everyone. We're going to be starting our service this morning by singing Sanctuary. The lyrics will be right up here. Make us aware we are a sanctuary, each made holy and loved right through. With thanksgiving, we are a living sanctuary anew. Make us aware we are a sanctuary, each made holy and loved right through. With thanksgiving, we are a living
Drop by tiny drop, we gather. In gathering, we become small puddles and pools, spilling down into rivulets, winding down dips and ruts. When the streams of our lives mingle with others, we start to pick up speed, gathering force, becoming rivers that can carve a new way forward, moving together out to the wide expanse of the sea where all waters become one. This morning, friends, let us be like water. Let us be soft. Let us be adaptable. And let us be mighty. This morning, let us remember that we are made of water. Come and let us worship together. As we begin our service, as we always do, we take a moment to acknowledge that we are gathered here on the traditional lands of the Duwamish people, stewards of this land, past and present and future. We take a moment with humility and gratitude to honor this land and the Duwamish tribe, and to commit to our role in the story of repair of our relationship with this land and with its people. Whoever you are, wherever you have come from, whatever the color of your skin, however your body moves and your brain works, however you identify, you are welcome in this faith community. Our Unitarian Universalist tradition has no test of faith, no creed or oath to swear. We have instead the promises we make to one another, commitments we make to healing a hurting world within and beyond these walls. Welcome, everyone.
Welcome all. My name is Liz Bucklew, and I'm a member of our worship team. I'm joined today by the Reverend Carter Smith. It's good to be together in this space for our Ingathering service. If you're with us for the first time or the first time in a while, we're especially glad to have you here. If you haven't already, please scan the QR code in the pew to fill out our welcome form and sign up for our newsletter, the West Side Week. The chalice is the symbol of our Unitarian Universalist heritage. May its heat energize us for the work that is ours to do. May its light make our vision clear and bright. May its warmth comfort us always. This morning, as we light this flame, we mark this time as sacred time. We mark this space as sacred space. Our chalice lighter today is Henry Sikora. As Henry lights our chalice, please join me in speaking the words of our congregation's affirmation. Love is the doctrine of this congregation. The quest for truth is our sacrament, and service is our prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, to serve humanity in fellowship. Thus do we covenant with one another. Now, let us take a moment to greet our neighbors around us. As always, we love to see these lively conversations, and we hope you continue them downstairs today after our service during coffee hour. A quick note to our friends online. We're sorry that the order of service is not available today. We have had some technical issues this week that are almost worked out, but that's one less challenge. We'll try to introduce things so you know where we're at. As is our community tradition, our chalice lighter has been asked to respond to a prompt so we can get to know them a little better. Henry Socorro has been asked to offer a piece of poetry that is meaningful to him. Henry.
Hello. So this is actually a poem that I wrote myself. One second. I can see the world. I can see that world far away, away from the constructs, away from the assumptions. I can visit that world. I can see that world close by. A world of truth, a world without judgment. It is larger than us. I take comfort in the wider spiritual world. I trust that no one can corrupt it. It just simply is as it is. I wrote this poem as a reflection on some of my own spiritual beliefs. I understand that there are a lot of different beliefs here. I've come to believe that there's a spiritual world that is larger than our universe, and that we are a part of it. I also believe that truth is known in this world, and I have found that it helps me to remember this in times where people or systems are unjust, since misguided ideas cannot change a world of truth. So I take comfort in remembering what is farther out.
Well, our, our opening hymn today I would call a folk hymn, and it's written by Pat Humphreys of Emma's Revolution, the band. Can you hear me when I'm over on this side? Okay, good. And Liz and I are going to be singing the verses. Many of you know the chorus. So please rise in body or spirit so that you can feel the great words of this song as you sing. And just sing the chorus only if you like, or you're welcome to join in with me and Liz on the verses.
We are living beneath the great big dipper. We are washed by the very same rain. We are swimming in the stream together, some in power and some in pain. We can worship this ground we walk on, cherishing the beings that we live beside. Loving spirits will live forever. We're all swimming to the other side. I am alone and I am searching, hungering for answers in my time. I am balanced at the brink of wisdom. I'm impatient to receive a sign. I move forward with my senses open. Imperfection be my crime. In humility I will listen. We're all swimming to the other side. We are living beneath the great big dipper. We are washed by the very same rain. We are swimming in the stream together, some in power and some in pain. We can worship this ground we walk on, cherishing the beings that we live beside. Loving spirits will live forever. We're all swimming to the other side. On this journey through thoughts and feelings, finding intuition, my head, my heart. I am gathering the tools together. I'm preparing to do my part. All of those who have come before me, band together and be my guide. Loving lessons that I will follow. We're all swimming to the other side. We are living beneath the great big dipper. We are washed by the very same rain. We are swimming in the stream together, some in power and some in pain. We can worship this ground we walk on, cherishing the beings that we live beside. Loving spirits will live forever. We're all swimming to the other side. Loving spirits will live forever. We're all swimming to the other side.
In just a moment, we will take a second to make collective space for holding the joys and sorrows of this community. The link to share your joys and sorrows can be found in our newsletter, or you can fill out a paper form before services in our entryway. And there is one thing I want to draw your attention to. Later in our service, we will be commissioning a new team to help support pastoral care needs in this congregation. This is the SOUL team. It's an acronym that stands for Support, Outreach, Understanding, and Listening. There will be an additional link in the newsletter for requesting support from the SOUL team. And we have also updated the paper form in the back. And so it's a combo care request, joys and sorrows paper. And just to orient you, you can share a contact information if you'd like to be contacted. And there's some options you can check to say if this is a care request, if you would like this to be read during a service or not, if you would like it to be posted in the newsletter or not. So this is available, and we are excited to use this, and you will hear lots more about the SOUL team later in the service. Let us now have a moment of silence to hold in our hearts the joys and sorrows present in this community, known and unknown, spoken and unspoken. In this silence, let us hold one another. Let us lift each other up in love and expand that love out to all our neighbors in the human community. And let us join in singing our meditation, There is a Love. We have come to our time for all ages. I have a little bit of a longer introduction than usual. That is because today it will be led by a familiar face, someone who has told many stories here at Westside, but who is joining us today in a new way. This is Leilani Davenberry. Today is Leilani's first Sunday service as Westside's new Director of Religious Exploration. Yes. You likely know her from her years of service in our congregation and in the wider UU community as a dedicated teacher, facilitator, storyteller, advocate, and much more. There is more of a bio on the newsletter announcement that came out a couple weeks ago. I encourage you to read it. But I wanted to say just for a moment that because Leilani is joining our staff after years of being a member and volunteer, I want to name that this is a transition for all of us. Moving from being a congregant to a staff member is actually quite a big shift. And so as Leilani takes on new roles and responsibilities, there are some ways that we can support her. So please, as you are able, offer her encouragement and patience and understand that she has not done this job before. Bring questions and ideas around RE and family ministries directly to her, and respect her professional boundaries as she figures them out and navigates this new part-time arrangement and relationship to our congregation. And lastly, please show up, especially when she asks you. Join RE programs, volunteer when you're able, and do what you can to help co-create this joyful and inclusive learning community. So now I will hand it over to her, and I invite anyone of any age who wishes to see or hear Leilani better to please come sit on the floor in the front pews. And at the end, we will have children go back to seats because this is a multi-generational service. Thanks.
Please come forward. You're seeing fabric be put out, and we will include that. If you are someone who likes to move, please come forward or come to the aisles. So what are we going to do this morning? I'm going to guide us through a visualization, some movement, and sounds of water. You are welcome to join the movements or imagine them. I've brought some fabric, and I invite those who wish to feel free to select one if you like to move. For the visualization parts, you can join in the visualization, or you can just listen to my voice and enjoy the themes. I'm going to specifically ask some folks who wish to join in making water sounds. So please take care of yourselves when that happens, and that may mean to move, to listen, to participate in ways that feel available and comfortable to you today. With the water sounds, I'm going to ask that we start soft. Can we make a little room? Start soft, then a little louder, and then soft again until the next water sounds. Or pause, take breaks, stop whenever you need to. If you want a different sensory experience, we have a quiet space up in the balcony, and in the sanctuary, you can move closer or farther away, okay? So let's begin. Big breath in and out. Soften your gaze as we begin to visualize. We're moving along a path, feeling lighter with each step as we know we're getting closer and closer. The path opens up to a beautiful beach with soft waves, a breeze, water as far as you can see. This is when I'm going to invite those who like to move in their bodies with fabric to pick your piece and make some space for yourself so that you have room to move around. Check on your neighbors, maybe give them some space too. Lift and move your fabric. You are welcome to stand. I'm wearing mine, making waves with your fabric, while others are going to make soft ocean sounds. We are walking closer to the waves. Maybe some of us are kicking off our shoes, cuffing our pants so we can touch the water, feeling the cool, soft, wet sand, listening to the sounds of the waves flow with the water. It feels relaxing as it pools around our feet. Then breathe deeply in and out and let go as we ride up, up, up into the sky as tiny molecules of water vapor up from the ocean into the sky, where we transform into clouds, gathering together, becoming heavier, heavier, heavier until we're water droplets ready to fall and rain to the earth. Can we get some soft rain sounds? Rubbing your hands together, rubbing them on your thighs. How would our fabric move if we were rain as we release back to the earth, nourishing the plants, the trees, the ground, landing in our water reserves that we drink from into our lakes, wetlands? Let's take a moment and just listen to our soft rain. Imagining it's a healing, much needed rain. Maybe a little heavier rain, tapping on our thighs, snapping our fingers. Imagining this heavier rain flowing into our streams, our rivers, winding our way back to the oceans. All connected. One last water sound of your choice and a movement of your favorite water. And one big breath in and release. Thank you all for your transformational water sounds and movements. And as we move back to our seats like water, may you feel our interconnectedness.
Thank you, Leilani. In a moment, we will share our offering, a practice of generosity that sustains the work of this congregation. Each month, 1/3 of the undesignated offerings go to a partner in the wider community. For the month of September, our community giving recipient is Northwest Immigrant Rights Project, which is a nationally recognized legal services organization founded in 1984. Each year, the Northwest Immigrant Rights Project provides legal assistance in immigration matters to over 10,000 low-income people from over 150 countries, speaking over 60 different languages and dialects. The organization also strives to achieve systematic changes to policies and practices affecting immigrants through impact litigation, public policy work, and community education. You can give by cash or check in the baskets that will be passed around. To give by text, follow the instructions on the screen. And if you haven't already, we have a new phone number for text giving. You'll need to update your devices with this new contact number and the payment information that works best for you. And now, please enjoy this gift of music, Take Me to the Water.
Take me to the sea. Take me to the
Talk about water symbolism. This song says it all. In many traditions and cultures, water is emblematic of liberation. In the various songs referenced in this gospel number, we go down to the water to cleanse ourselves, to lay down our burdens, and become something new. In 1980, at a convocation of Unitarian Universalist women, a worship was hosted by Carolyn McDade and Lucille Shuck Longview, called Coming Home Like Rivers to the Sea. In this worship, participants who had traveled from afar to this gathering were invited to bring waters from the rivers and oceans of their homelands to gather in a common vessel on the ground where they met. These worship leaders loved the thinking about water as the womb of life, where we all come from, and imagining the amniotic fluids that we are born in. This is something that can connect us to a primordial sense of self. So I invite you this morning, what aspects of water speak to you? I'll tell you what speaks to me. This year, I am leaning into the understanding of water as a vision of power. As drops down a rock can smooth a surface over eons, as streams gather and pick up speed, converging and becoming rivers that carve whole landscapes, water has the power to shape the world around it. When I was younger, my parents and I went on a family road trip around the country, and there's one stop I vividly remember. It was Lake Itasca in Minnesota. This is a glacial lake that has a small channel flowing out of it, just a little stream. These are the waters that become the Mississippi River. So here at the headwaters of the Mississippi, my 11-year-old self took off my shoes and waded out into the middle of this channel. The water barely went above my knees, and I could reach out to both sides of the bank and touch plants growing there. What a gentle and unassuming place compared to what we know it becomes farther south. We know the Mississippi River as the major water highway of this continent, and its massive delta is a fertile floodplain that has been a place of natural abundance, and we know it as such. Deltas are able to be so rich because as rivers fill and strengthen, as more water flows in, they pick up speed and strength and erode the sediment of the channels they run in, picking up bits of silty muck to carry them down. And eventually, somewhere, they reach the lowlands, and the rivers slow down, and they have a chance to spread out. They branch into smaller channels and can deposit the mineral-rich material that they have picked up along the way. This means that wetlands much further downstream become more fertile because of the power and the generosity of the river. The river gathers and the river gives away. So this is our invitation at the beginning of this new church year. How can we embody the life-giving and generous power of a river? Everywhere we look these days, we are confronted with how divided this human family feels. How much discord, hatred, and violence are the way of things in our world. And even so, we Unitarian Universalists hold a faith in a beloved community where the human family lives whole and reconciled. This is what we come and gather for and quest for truth for. This faith calls us every day to create small sparks of something different. And we learn that in loving one another, we give each other glimpses of evidence that another world is possible, if only here and now. In days like these, it is necessary to resist isolation, to remember that like tributaries joining a main channel, we all gain strength when more of us flow together toward a common destination. Of course, we know that we little drops have power. We have it in us to wear down boulders over millennia. But a river can do so much more, so much faster. A river can spill out, break down walls, and create new ecosystems. We are each imbued with our own power, but we can only change the landscape around us when we join with others. So, what does this invitation look like in our congregational life? It is finding ways like that to build power, not only with others in this room and those joining online, but also with our partners in the wider community. We have ongoing partnerships in mutual aid with feeding our neighbors at the Interfaith Welcome Table and the White Center Food Bank, but there are probably other partnerships, other confluences that actually need our energy and momentum, so I invite us to find them. And within our own congregation, we have opportunities to nurture and grow community because the river reminds us that what we gather now can and will be used to grow fruits much further downstream that we may never even see. And crucially, right now, we need more people to help hold and shape our religious exploration programming so that the stalwart volunteers who have held it for so long might find rest and renewal, because it is the job of our whole community to be a part of ministry with our children, youth, and families, and there are lots of ways that this can take shape. But we have to remember that we cannot build a better future if we are not committed to weaving all generations into our community life today. If you are here in this room, online, this is your invitation to get engaged. I am asking you to get engaged. We have tables downstairs after this service, and you can find out about all sorts of opportunities. Please come to our Spark Sunday programs on the first Sunday of each month. These are spaces where we practice listening and deepening in relationship with each other, and it's often followed by a potluck. And now we also have third Sunday programming. Our third Sunday Meet the Moment offerings are a smorgasbord of options. They're going to be different every time, but they are sponsored by Westside groups, and they will help us engage with the world and all that we are faced with today. We are excited to be able to open our doors every Sunday, and so please come. Your showing up matters. Your showing up in the kitchen matters, in the choir, on the board, in the pews. When you show up with your joy, your sorrow, even your exhaustion and burnout, when you show up with your celebration and failing, your awkward, your mundane, your showing up matters. Please bring it all. Remember that like a river, we carry each other. So jump in and offer what you can when you have something to give. And when you need to rest, let yourself rest. Be buoyed upon our currents. We can carry you. So come and let us be a river together. Bring your clear waters, bring your silty muck, bring your salty tears, bring whatever you have. It is all welcome, because the more of us that there are, the more we can build momentum, the farther we can carry one another, and the more we can carve our own path in this landscape. So in just a minute, we will enter a time of ritual. I need to get a headset on, and I invite our greeters to move our altar table to the center, and I will give you more instructions in just a minute. Can you all hear me? Okay. As with those women 4 decades ago, we will gather waters from near and far into one common vessel. As we gather our waters, we remember that we are a river. So, when you come forward in just a minute, you may choose to pour a small bit of water that you brought today. It may be a reminder of a place that nourishes you, or the unique gifts that you bring to this community. You may choose to pour water from our shared pitcher, remembering that we are all a part of one stream of living history. And you may choose to pour an empty cup, acknowledging that we have siblings in our wider human family who, because of political and economic and ecological forces, are without the water that they need.
As AI data centers guzzle up water and millions of people are without water, we are including empty cups in solidarity with those without access to water, including the people of Gaza, Congo, Sudan, and more than 2 million people here in the United States who don't have running water. Native Americans more likely to have trouble accessing water more than any other group here in the States. If you selected or decorated an empty cup, you may leave it at our altar as a symbol of remembrance. You may choose any or all of these ways to participate. If you didn't decorate a cup or are still crafting yours, you can still hold that intention in your hearts.
To begin, we pour some water that was collected at our water ceremony last year. This is a reminder that this congregation has a history much larger than just today, and we are part of that tradition. And also, we had our youth group kick off last night, and they had their own different water ceremony, and so I pour a little bit of water from that. And Soph, would you bring our first empty cup forward? We pour this first empty cup for all who thirst. Thank you.
Now you are invited to come down the sides of the pew to give your offering and to return down the center aisle. For access and inclusion, look to your neighbors that you might ask to carry your offering if you are staying seated, or neighbors for whom you might carry theirs. If you are viewing from home, you might want to add some water to a vessel in front of you and let it be an object of meditation. As our waters mingle, may we feel the power of our confluence, our collective presence, and the comfort and strength we find when we flow together as one.
Let us begin. Come forward.
Will you please join me in blessing this water with the words of Ranwa Hamami? After each sentence that I share, your response is, "This water is sacred." This water is sacred. It is made sacred by the many hands that have poured it with intention and love, the many stories that each drop contains, the many lives surrounding it in this unique moment, connected by commitment and faith. This water is sacred. May it continue to flow through this community with shining reflections of the unique gifts that flow through each of its members. May it continue to nurture this community with sustaining hope that we journey together through ripples of growth and change. May it continue to bless this community with loving reminders of our collective responsibility to one another and the world. May its ripples be a reminder of the changes and growth within this community, bringing movement and transformation to the world beyond our doors. May its purity offer grace to our community and the willingness to forgive ourselves and one another when we make mistakes. In moments when we are confused or uncertain, may it bring us clarity of purpose and commitment. In moments when the reservoirs of hearts and spirits are drained by sorrow or pain, may it nourish them with the knowledge that we are surrounded by a deep and abundant love.
Thank you, musicians. Friends, we now have another ritual to do. Today we have the joy of recognizing and commissioning a new ministry in our community, the Soul Team. This spring and summer, I have been working with this group of congregants to imagine how we can more effectively and more collaboratively meet the pastoral care needs of this congregation. These folks have been in training for the work of spiritual companioning, and they are ready to be introduced to you. This group is the Soul Team. They are a circle of lay volunteers, and they are working with me to notice when someone in the congregation is in need of extra care and to work together to coordinate support. Each month, 2 of the team members will serve as on-call leads. There's not a phone. You won't be able to call them. But this means that they are the people who are responding to requests and working with people to connect folks with the care and presence that they need, and hopefully responding to care requests promptly. If you are experiencing a season of loss, difficulty, or other important passage, please reach out to them, or if you know of someone who needs support, please reach out to them. One of the big reasons that people join church communities is so that they have loving people to call on when in need. I will always remember the first time in my childhood that I experienced the loss of a pet and how meaningful it was to get a sympathy card from the care team at my church. This was a lesson in what church is. Or I remember the time I was in a car accident as a teenager, and members of my community quickly mobilized to help my parents and I deal with some of the logistics that come in times like that. These acts of care were balms in those difficult moments and helped my family to know that we were not alone. As this fledgling team gets started, they may not be able to meet every need right away, but they are beginning a ministry that expands our whole community's capacity to hold one another. They are especially excited to offer a ministry of presence through calls and visits and offerings of deep listening. This is why they joined the team. And alongside of them, there is a role you can play to help support some of the more practical needs that arise. Things happen in our community that need meal trains, errands, small acts of tangible care. So the Soul Team is building a helper network. So after the service, you will be invited to sign up downstairs to be a part of this wider network. Joining this helper network does not mean you must always be available or stretch beyond your capacity. It is a way to raise your hand to say, please let me know when there's an opportunity. I'd like to help however I can. So after this commissioning ceremony, the team will be ready to go. I am going to pass it off to a couple of their members, Elizabeth and Ryan, who are going to tell you more about the team and how you can get in touch with them. Come on down.
We're a little scared of the microphone, sorry.
No big noise this time. Good morning. When I hear soul, it can mean really any number of things. We're here to introduce you to the Soul Team, and we want to be clear what it means in this context. We are not the bottom of a foot or a shoe. We are not a fish or a type of music or food. We are not the only team here at Westside. We are the support, outreach, understanding, and listening team, and we like acronyms.
As representatives of the Soul Team, we thought we'd tell you some of the things we can do and some of the things we can't do.
We can provide emotional and spiritual support. We can listen to your truth without judging. We can't solve all of your problems.
We can be a comforting presence in a hard time. We can help coordinate congressional support during a crisis. We can't be there all of the time.
We can be a resource during the big moments of your life. We can be there when you feel lonely or isolated. We can't know where the needs are in our community without your help.
So if you know somebody who needs us, or if you need us, please use the QR code on the flyer, fill out the form on the website or in the newsletter, or email us at soulteam@wsuu.org.
And with that, I would like to invite the other members of the Soul team to exactly be right here by the table and meet me there. And Jill, our board president, is going to offer them a charge. Let's say names and raise hands. We have Elizabeth, Ryan, Marco, Barb, Kate, and Ursula. And Story. Sorry, you were hiding behind Ryan.
Marco, Story, Kate, Ryan, Ursula, Elizabeth, Barbara. Thank you for your willingness to serve our community on the Support, Outreach, Understanding, and Listening team. This ministry will be a gift to our community. In this role, you will be charged to be a caring listener to your fellow congregants, to sit with them in their pain and celebrate with them in their joy. And I charge you to take care for yourselves and one another, to be generous in spirit, and to ask for help when you need it. May you know that your care is powerful. May you know that what you have to give is enough. And may you know we are here to support you. On behalf of the Westside Board of Trustees, we officially commission you to work for the care of our community. Thank you for your service.
So, I need everyone's help to give your blessing to this team. In just a moment, Liz and I are going to touch the hands of each member of the Soul team with a couple of drops of our sacred water. Hands are one of the things we use to reach out literally and symbolically with care to another person. Many spiritual traditions have rituals of hand washing to help prepare someone for a sacred task. In the spirit of the sacred work these hands are preparing to do, let this water cleanse and empower you. So please, I invite you to rise in body or spirit and to reach out your hands to these dear folks. And I would invite 3 of you to come around the side to where Liz is. So we'll have 2 lines. So Marco, Kate, and Ursula. And so we'll take turns offering each of them a little bit of water and a blessing. So let us begin and just offer your love and your gratitude as we do this. May these hands be loving. May these hands be strong. May these hands be loving. May these hands be strong. May these hands be loving. May these hands be strong. May these hands be loving. May these hands be strong. And I invite you all, you can put your hands down, but I believe you can stay standing because we have a hymn to sing. And you may all go back to your seats.
I invite you to stay standing as we sing one of our favorite hymns here, Blue Boat Home. I feel it particularly sweet. That was the foghorn.
Thank you to Scott Farrell and the West Side Chorale, to John Hanson and Ronnie Bishop. Thank you, Reverend Carter Smith, Leilani Davenberry, Henry Sikora, Nate Mesnard, Henry again, and Sarah in the tech booth, ushers and hospitality folks that make everything run smoothly. As always, it's a pleasure and a blessing to do this sacred work together. Please do make sure to take a look at your West Side Week, which goes out on Friday, for details about upcoming events and activities. A couple of announcements for next weekend. On Saturday, September 20th, it's Religious Exploration Volunteer Training in the Social Hall, 11 o'clock to 1 o'clock. And then the beginning of our third Sunday programming on September 21 at 10:30. The Environmental Justice Team will sponsor a Bill McKibben Lecture streaming event here in the sanctuary. And at the same time, there'll be an RE open house for all families, children, and youth downstairs in the social hall. An announcement about name tags. As part of our ongoing efforts to refresh our physical space, we're getting new name tags and a new system for storing them. Please make sure to stop at the name tag table downstairs during our activities fair to learn more and to share with us how you want your name and pronouns printed. Our next Sunday service will be on September 28th, titled 2025, A Faith Odyssey, with Reverend Carter Smith and Worship Associate Lisa Reitzes. And Jill has an announcement for us.
I actually have a couple of announcements. In addition to celebrating Leilani as our new DRE, we also have a few other staff milestones to recognize. Henry will be leaving us and moving on to college, and as many of you know, Sarah Depe, who has grown up in our congregation, she will be taking over as our Sunday AV support person. You may recall when we were doing our budget in June, we adjusted salaries according to UUA guidelines. As part of that process, we reviewed job descriptions, and it was revealed that Shannon's role is more commensurate with a director-level position. So we have now aligned salary, responsibilities, and title, and Shannon's new job title is Director of Operations. And last but not least, since joining us as our minister, Reverend Carter has been on a one-year renewable contract. As our previous board was wrapping things up, they made the assessment that it would be good for our congregation to have more continuity and stability with our minister. So in renewing Reverend Carter's contract this year, I'm happy to announce that we have entered into a 3-year agreement. Thank you.
I love being your minister, and I'm excited to do it more. I invite you one last time to please rise in body or spirit for our closing words. As we leave from here, let us remember that this place is somewhere we can come back to. Let it be a place of refuge when the world becomes overwhelming. And as we heal, may we find companions here for the work of building beloved community. To each of you as we enter this year together, I wish you comfort, peace, clarity of mission, and most of all, a feeling of connection with something larger than yourself. I will invite Henry to release our flame. As he does so, may you go into your week blessed and blessing the world. We hold you in our love as you go.